Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and I have never been more excited to cast a ZBZ because we have already had the start of an upset here. TechnicS defying all expectations, taking the first game against the seemingly unkillable Sziky. Now, it is by no means over yet. It is only the first game, but it is definitely a good start. So, we are going on to the second game. It's going to be on match point. 2-player map this time. No scouting differences. Just going to be some pure ZBZ action. So, I think we're all excited to go into the game. So let us begin. Alright, here we go. At the bottom left, as the blue Zerg, we have TechnicS from Bulgaria. And at the top right, as the purple Zerg, we have Sziky representing Team Hungary. So, oh, frowny face. Does that mean we're kicking Tupac? I think it means we're kicking Tupac. He survived till the Overlord was 90% this time. I don't think he's even going to survive till the Overlord makes this game. Tupac out the game. Tupac out the game. Out the game. Oh, look at it. You can just see he's making the puppy eyes with his face. Like he's not. Oh, Sziky's going to keep him in the game. Wow, look at that. Manner guy Sziky. Hey, wow. Look at that. Look at that. Not only does Sziky own nerds, but he's a pretty nice guy. Oh no! What? Tupacalis seppuku'd himself. What? Oh man, Sziky said he could stay and he just like killed himself in the game anyway. What the heck? Tupac. Wasted opportunity. For the first time in his life, Tupac was given permission to watch an entire game, and he was like so shocked that he just fell over himself and hit the quit key. He hit alt Q on accident. Oh well. Sad life of Tupac. And we've got a 12 pool going on for Mr. Sziky. And a in-base hatchery. Oh, in-base 12 hatch versus 12 pool. Definitely giving the advantage to Mr. TechnicS on this one, although in-base 12 hatching is not something you see very often in modern ZBZ, although it is definitely more popular in the foreign scene compared to the pro scene, or I guess the recently deceased Broodor pro scene. Where you essentially never saw in-base 12 hatches. It was always at the expansion, but foreigners seem to like to do it. Which is fine, because foreigners do all kinds of crazy things. Pretty wacky. So, this is going to be quite nice for TechnicS. Going to have the extra larva. But the thing is, look at this. Sziky's doing a much more standard 12 pool into expansion at the natural. So obviously this hatchery is not going to be nearly as fast as TechnicS' one. But it's going to give him an extra gas, right? So if Sziky can hold on to this base, and TechnicS doesn't get his own expansion in time, he will have a nice gas advantage, which will translate obviously into a nice air advantage, which could be problematic. But this faster hatchery will obviously allow TechnicS to maybe put on a lot of early link pressure. He will have a lot of extra larva compared to his opponent, so he can make a lot more Zerglings. And that's something that Sziky has to be aware of. And he also now sees that his opponent does not have an expansion, so he knows it was not a 12 hatch. He knows it was also not a 12 pool expand from his opponent. So it's either a 9 pool over pool, I guess over gas, or this in-base 12 hatch, which again I feel is less likely than a 9 pool or an over pool. So I was Sziky right now. I definitely expect a pool first opening. Although actually, on the other hand, having said that, if it was pool first, I guess he would have seen the Lings already. So perhaps, I wonder if Sziky actually, just by not seeing a hatchery or Zerglings, can maybe guess that it's an in-base 12 hatch? I'm not really sure. I mean, his opponent could have just been hiding Zerglings as well. But, yeah, I mean, just looking at what Sziky's doing, he's not doing anything too crazy. He's actually gotten speed first, and middle air. That's fine. And, oh, we do have some hidden Zerglings, though, from TechnicS, but everything's now spotted in the main. And TechnicS Technics looks like he actually went lair first before speed, so he's actually not going to try any kind of speeding shenanigans. But you can see Sziky is slightly concerned about that. As I was saying, he knows that he's at a slight larva disadvantage, at least for the early game, but he's going to quickly catch up with the second hatchery. And he knows that as long as he defends this hatchery and gets this gas, he will be in a good position. But of course, TechnicS himself could also get a third hatchery at his natural, in which case he would be able to catch up on the gas and have additional larvae of his opponent. And that's certainly a possibility. And we can in fact see a drone moving out to possibly do exactly that. So, conversely, because of course Sziky isn't even taking this gas yet, by taking this hatchery now, TechnicS could actually just have the same amount of gas and have the extra hatchery, and Sziky hasn't really been able to do anything about it. So I feel like TechnicS in fact his Spire is even faster because he went for the lair before speed, whereas Sziky went speed first. So everything right now seems to be falling into place for TechnicS right now. I feel like I keep saying right now. And oh, look at this TechnicS. Ooh, look at this beautiful arc. Wow, this is a long one too. Normally, you know, people just do it on the top of a short ramp, or sorry, an hour ramp. But he's actually just covering the entire natural opening. It's pretty impressive. There's a nice line of Zerglings. Whee! Love seeing cool things like that. Look at that. The problem is that like this thing takes like forever to make, and as soon as a small attack comes, and you just break it off, and it's like, ah, all my hard work gone to waste. So it looks like Spire is now finishing for both players, and we have some Mutas and Scourge. Of course, can't afford pure Mutas because we can see a little bit short on the minerals there, having gone for that third hatchery. But you know, as long as TechnicS holds on now, he's gonna be fine. So Sziky's second gas looks like will be slightly faster still than his opponents, but not significantly faster to make a huge difference. And TechnicS actually going for a big Ling attack. TechnicS doesn't have Ling speed for some reason. I thought he got it, but it looks like he actually canceled Ling speed and is now just attacking with a whole bunch of slow Lings. But, you know, Sziky's going to have his Mutas out in time here. TechnicS, though, is moving in with the Scourge. It looks like he's just going to try and distract Sziky with the Zerglings and snipe as many Mutas as possible with the Scourge. And here he goes. There is a Sunken Colony, but Sziky has inferior Ling numbers. And looks like, here we go. Here's the crucial part here. Is he going to get one of these Mutas? Not enough Mutas for Sziky to micro effectively. Although it looks like he's trying to do a good job here. And it looks like, oh my god, one Scourge hit a Muta. The other Scourge hit only Scourge. And it looks like Sziky will keep all his Mutas alive. So that suicidal attack didn't even kill the Sunken. Really, I don't think was worth it for TechnicS. It was a good idea to try and kill a free Muta like that, but it didn't pay off. And interestingly, Sziky even grabbing an Overlord there of TechnicS. I don't know if that was intentional. He might have accidentally attacked with one of the Scourge and was just like, well, I might as well just kill it with the other Scourge. So that was a really interesting attack there by TechnicS. I can understand his thought process behind it, but the fact that he didn't have speed, I think, definitely hurt him a bit there. I didn't even realize he canceled it. Meanwhile, Sziky, though, did not cancel his speed. He has it. He's going for the counterattack, and there's no Sunken on the other side for TechnicS. Once again, just like in the last game, Sziky's the one with the Sunken Colony, and TechnicS doesn't have it, which is going to mean that TechnicS is the one that probably has to be a little bit more defensive because he's slightly more open to the counterattacks. And it seems like he's okay with that because that's exactly what we saw last game as well. And more importantly, he has the third hatchery, so I think he's definitely okay with that, in fact, because he has the larva advantage. So, you know, if both players just chill and macro like this, TechnicS should come out ahead. Oh no, losing a Muta there, though, that's a big mistake. That should not be allowed to happen. These Mutas should actually never stop moving. Because you can see, as soon as they stop, it takes them a little while to accelerate. So really, like you can see Sziky is not letting his Muta stop moving. Well, just I say that, he paused for a second, but they shouldn't really stop moving. They should just keep going back and forth because they don't lose any of their speed by turning. But if you let them stop, then they decelerate and they have to accelerate again. Now, we do have +1 carapace this time for Sziky. Do we have an upgrade here? We don't have an upgrade for TechnicS, which is a little bit curious to me because it seems that both these players are going for the longer game here. So I'm a little bit surprised TechnicS hasn't invested in an upgrade. But you know, I guess you don't have to do it. And it's like 50 supply against 49, basically even, but again, the extra larva there give TechnicS a little bit more flexibility. He doesn't quite have enough drones to be able to really make use of the extra larva and make extra stuff, I don't think. He's kind of, he's making a few extra drones here and there. But see, when you're short on money, I guess the extra larva really allow you to make like additional Scourge and whatnot. But he has actually added on a few more drones, so it looks like he is now starting to make more stuff. But you can see he's got a ton of Scourge in the air, and Sziky not so many. He's got to make the choice. You know, he can make drones or mutas or Scourge. Even if he has enough money, he's still limited by his larva. Meanwhile, looks like a couple of Zerglings for TechnicS just poking around, making sure there's no hidden bases. TechnicS actually sent out the drone to the top left. Looks like he was thinking of sneaking a third here, and that just gets taken down by Sziky. I'm a little surprised he didn't just run that home. I don't know why that was just chilling there. Meanwhile, Suicidal Scourge. Whoa. I guess these are all on hold position. That's really interesting. I thought they would still attack it even if they were on hold. Huh. Huh. Alright. I guess hold position Scourge actually, even if like you touch them, they don't blow you up. That's interesting. It looks like TechnicS finally investing in that +1 carapace, but as you can see, Sziky's is almost finished. Now he will have a small timing here if he wants to attack, but I don't think he has sufficient muta count to actually make it work, especially because TechnicS has such a high proportion of Scourge, against which the +1 carapace does absolutely nothing. Because Scourge will two-shot the mutas regardless of their carapace value. So it's mainly useful for the muta-on-muta engagements, but with that many Scourge, I don't know. I guess it depends on how the micro goes. Sziky wants to hit the timing, though. He's going as his +1 finishes. He does have a lot of mutas and Scourge. As long as TechnicS, though, keeps up his own muta Scourge pump, it doesn't make too many drones, he should be okay. But TechnicS is actually supply blocked right now, a crucial time. But Sziky is actually also supply blocked with 800 minerals. Surprisingly, Sziky with a huge amount of over minerals. And here we go. He's going in. He's going to grab one drone here, but here we go. TechnicS is trying to micro one group of mutas, but he stops for a second, and now he's bringing in the Scourge. He's not bringing all of his units in, though, but here we go. Big engagements everywhere. TechnicS with a lot of Scourge left over. Sziky is going in, though. Sziky looks like he has the muta advantage, and now with his +1 carapace against the non-upgraded mutas of TechnicS, he will have a significant advantage, and it looks like Sziky is going to overwhelm TechnicS here in the air. TechnicS is trying to micro back. He's picked off almost all the Scourge of Sziky. He's just microing around. He's trying to buy time here. He does have defender's advantage with a shorter reinforcement route, but his drone line is being massacred. He has to do something now. He has to stop these mutas. His drones are dying, but it looks like it is not enough. TechnicS cannot stop the muta force of Sziky. Sziky hitting the perfect timing here. TechnicS did not have enough. And TechnicS is in gigantic trouble right now. He just can't do anything about these marauding mutas. Sziky down to one control group, so he can now start microing it effectively. He's got a 13 supply lead over his opponent. He's killing even more drones. And TechnicS is just being forced to engage right now, even though he doesn't have enough mutas. And it's looking like Sziky is going to even up the score here. There is nothing left for TechnicS. No way for him to defeat all of these mutas. And GG from TechnicS. Sziky takes game number 2, and we are 1-1. Oh man, I thought TechnicS had it there. I thought he had it. I don't know what happened, but it looks like they were basically even. But TechnicS had an extra hatchery, and then he died because he didn't have +1. I mean, I assume it was because of +1, because I thought the numbers were fairly even. They basically had this exact same supply. Even if TechnicS had maybe 1 or 2 extra drones, it shouldn't have made a huge difference. So definitely that +1 playing a pivotal role there. Anyway, so with that, we're going to go to another quick break and be back for game number 3.